record. So here we are, we're talking about the 7 steps of manifesting, and we're on step 2. So if you don't want to have your face on the recording, just take off your video because it's going up on the website for a limited time. So just feel, if you want privacy, just go for it. So with this desire, what we're going to be working on is desire today. So you have to absolutely desire it. So, you know, you can come in at any point. You can come in and do these at any point. But, you know, you've got to have the desire. So these are the steps. We'll just quickly run through them so you know. So again, we're working with the creative brain. The creative brain is really interesting because it's working with data that you're not aware of. And we're going to create from the creative brain. Now, I believe it's connected to the creator. I know you don't have to necessarily believe that to get some lift in this, but if you want real lift, and you know, we even think about, you know, like the 12 steps groups with people in really serious situations, alcoholism, all the rest of it, they even know that they do it with the higher power. So why not do our business from that level of higher power? So what we've got, step 1, you need a clear picture of what it is that you want to achieve. You must have a strong desire for it. This is what we're going to clean up today, the strong desire. Third one, you have to believe that it's possible. 4, you must accept yourself and your new belief to be true. 5, you must intend to manifest it with all your willpower, with focus and conscious choice. You can't just go, oh, hang on, everyone goes on holidays. I might just go on holiday too with that willpower. I'm not going to say that you're going to work your guts out over Christmas, but your will has to still be engaged with the dream and the vision. So this is a willpower doesn't go to sleep. You'll go to sleep, but your will always be going with it. And you can't create anything without willpower. You have to absolutely want it. You have to absolutely want it for yourself. You have to have a focus for it. The next is behave. You have to behave as if it's already been created, that it already exists in your present. So you've got to get around with your shoulders back, with that vibe that thank you, it's here. Even if it looks really bad, you look at your bank statements, or, you know, you're looking at your diary and you haven't got the bookings that you want. You've got to behave like, yeah, it's all good. It's here. I feel amazing with what I'm creating. And 7, you've got to allow, this is the biggest challenge of all, and this is where I see entrepreneurs really burning out. They're just holding. And you've got to really surrender everything about it with no expectation of how it will come together. So you've got to let the universe take care of the details. And that doesn't mean you let go your willpower. Remember, we talked about willpower's got to always be engaged. You have the intensity without the expectation. You still got the intensity around it, but you just let go how it's going to come about. And, you know, that may have been what's happened to Deborah when she was talking about letting that go. Something dropped and she goes, I've got the model. You know, so it's like the surrender. God can't give you the model. The universe can't give you that creative idea if you're going, has to work this way, has to work this way, has to work this way. So, you know, we've got to kind of get that fluidity, and that's what it's about. So that's what we're trying to give you today. We're just trying to open up the space. We're going to a different part of the brain. We're thinking about Maslow's law. We're not in survival brain. We're going to creation brain with this work. And that's where we can use the kinesiology just to clear up those brain waves. Okay, so let's get into it. So your vision must be accompanied by a strong emotion. You must have a strong, intense desire. This is different from the energy of need. Now, this is where people go around, shit, I need 4 new clients, or, you know, geez, I've got to make 100K like all my colleagues a month, you know. And so it's a different energy. That is a yucky energy. Things don't work in that energy. You'll end up getting into a greed paradigm, and you'll end up sucking all your confidence in the end. You might go well for a while, but you'll see them. And I've talked with, you know, some of the leaders in those spaces that are coaching some of those people that are making $1 million a year, and they're not able to cope with it because it hasn't happened from this internal place, and they're even, you know, seriously got some serious mental issues because of it. So it's not a race to the finish line to grab that thing. We've got to do it from the inside out. Okay, so, and that's from an energy of desire and not need. Okay, it's a completely different energy. So if you're desiring your goal out of need and fear, you'll only create more of your dominant emotion and what that looks like out there in the world. Whereas I said, you'll get sucked. It's like you'll set up a soul contract to this need that will suck your soul in the end. And we see it a lot. And I think this is why if people don't want to be successful, because they've seen other people be really successful and they don't like the picture of who they are. So when we get this right from the sort of the soul desire, spiritual desire, we're often safe from that energy. You must do it from a place of peace and joy. This is the way to do it. Okay, so if you're desiring your goal out of need, we've done that one. Okay, how we go. So let's take a moment and look at what you wrote on the last vision, your vision for the last session. I want you to read it through now and getting a feeling of it. So read the one you wrote after we cleared some of the toxic emotions, like the second take. If you can have a read of that for me. And just take a moment. And again, with this course, a lot of people can't visualize, people can't get into their bodies. So we're going to work with the brain. We're going to work with that, with the creative part of the brain, because it's just a little shortcut that we can do. It's a little hack that we can use. So once again, I just want you to write down rather than think about it. I'm just going to open up a circuit, so we're all kind of should be able to automatically write right now. I want you to write down if that vision's got even clearer or more dull. So just write that down, make a couple of notes, whatever comes into your mind, any thoughts that you have about that vision now. So working with your creation brain, write down a couple of things. Okay, so just looking for something to clear on that for you guys already. I have got an affirmation that I'd like you to say. So I want you to say, I welcome awareness of my attitudes. Easily and simply, I now release into unconditional love my conditioned tendency towards being discouraged by setbacks. I accept the challenge to accept my experiences as precious lessons. I recognize this moment of change, welcoming my commitment to revive my courage and my strength. Okay, now I want you to just write down a couple of things as to what that brought up for you. What has been the setback that we're going to pick that up because we want to clear the setback, want to clear the way you think about the setback on this call. Just write back, what's the setback that you had? Felt like it was the last setback, it was one you had 10 years ago. What was the setback? Because we want to reframe this in the creative brain, where I love to call it the creator brain, which is part of the creator. Them as precious lessons. I have to tell you, I once went to see this guy. He was a genius in the metaphysical realm with the way the body works and the DNA. And what he told me, and it was profound, I never forgot this, in our pineal gland, in our brain, we have what's called the creation template. It's almost like we actually have in our hormones that we can milk through our whole body, and we're going to activate this today for you guys. And I only just thought of telling you this now, so I haven't planned this. You have the DNA of the creator, and there's a lot of stuff about it. If you're religious, they talk about, you're made in my form and things like this. So we actually have in our DNA, when we get into this part of our brain, we can activate the DNA that's part of the creator. And, this is where we want to create our business from. We want to create it from a really anything is possible place. Anything is possible place. So just once you've wrote down those setbacks, we'll just move on. So let's just check out your energy alignment and how you're really feeling about this right now. So I want you to think it, close your eyes, and I want you to think, you can actually say this out loud. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think of this vision. And I want you to say these things. Actually, you can't close your eyes because you can look at the screen. Or you can hear me and say them. You don't have to look at the screen. Okay. I want you to really feel into it. I want you to say out loud, I totally desire and can achieve this vision. Sorry, don't read it because there's an extra word there. I totally desire and can achieve this vision. So just feel into that. And I want you to put number 1 on your bit of paper there. And just write down, did that feel like a yes or a no? Did that feel like a yes or a no? Just write down. Okay, number 2 is what you don't feel as a yes or a no, you're going to clean up when we do the clearing. Just close your eyes or just look at the words if you need to read them, or just hear me. And I want you to say, really feel it, I am loved, deeply loved, and worthy of creating this. And just write down, is that a yes or a no? Okay, number 3, my vision is the opening to my deeper work. My vision is the opening to my deeper work. Just how does that feel? Yes or a no? Does that feel like a yes or a no? Okay, here we go for the next one. Really feel it. I am the solution and I have the gifts to create this. Is that a yes or a no? Okay, number 5, money flows to me through this vision. Money flows to me through this vision. Is that a yes or a no? Okay, next I want you to say, I am supported and I know that deeply. I am supported and I know that deeply. Is that a yes or a no? Okay, next, I see everything I do with eyes of love. I see everything I do with eyes of love. Number 8, I allow my mind to see. I allow my mind to see. How's that feeling? Yes or no? I'm at peace with my vision and it looks and feels amazing. I'm at peace with my vision and it looks and feels amazing. Yes or no? Okay, and next, the past has allowed me to be where I am and my time is now. Yes or no? Okay, so have them numbered so you can come back and we can work out what you need to clear, okay? Okay, so let's clear the brain pathways and see if we can get a shift. So you know how this rolls. I look for a negative emotion for you all. And we've got a group energy going here. So you will all have something. Everyone's going to find something from this emotion. It's going to be perfect for everyone. So we're going to find out what that emotion is. Okay, I've got horrified. Horrified. I want you to write down what you're horrified about or who you're horrified about right now. What's horrifying for you? Let's just get this out of the way of desire. So write it down. What could be horrifying for you right now? Is it your cash flow? Is it that someone's doing better than you? Is it something really terrible's happened and you can't quite get through it, you think? Is it that you should feel like you should have got further along by now? It's a real one. It can really throw your desire. It's like, well, you desired it before and it hasn't happened. We want to get all that stuff out of the way, so we've got a fresh desire. Okay, so the next one I want you to write about is insecure. I want you to write down how you're feeling insecure at the moment about what you want to create, and even a bit of an insecurity around desiring it. What happens if you desire this that much? Will you threaten relationships? Will you not be loved? Will it seem obsessive? What is it? Write down what you're insecure about. Okay, does anyone want to share what they're feeling insecure about or horrified about? You don't have to, but if anyone wants to share, that can sometimes benefit. Just put your hand up in the chat or whatever it is. And okay, Joe, do you want to tell us whatever you want to tell us, horrified, or you have to unmute yourself and tell us.
I think the horrified is more about I should have got further along, because I was having a little bit of difficulty actually trying to work something out. But as soon as you said that, I connected with it. And it's the insecurity thing comes back to self-worth again, and if I can really do it.
Yeah, and you're a humanitarian, so you've got to really remember with the humanitarian unique brand, because you're so humble, wouldn't really watch that you don't flip into insecure. You're just humble. So whenever you're feeling insecure, you can just flip it in your brain and say, yeah, I'm really humble about this. But I know it's all going to work out. You know, you could create some affirmations around that, because they tend to get insecure because they're not really blowing their own trumpet that much, like some of the other archetypes. So they don't seem like, if you're comparing yourself to anything, I don't know if I'm that great, that other person really seems to stand out. Okay, so thank you for that. Do you want to mute? Thank you. Okay, so let's move on. Was that helpful for people? Did they feel that could be the same as them? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip it into the positive. Okay, I've got the word inclusiveness, but I'm just going to find, you know, those of you that work with me, you know, I use words to get into the energy, because words have got a vibration. Sometimes we even use numbers to clear energy. So it's just a way of getting in there and getting a bit of clarity. I've got far-reaching is coming up as a word, far-reaching. We're going to have a goal with the word far-reaching, okay? Trust me on this. This is going to be great. Another word that I've got is spirituality. And you know what? I'm just going to go with it. We might get people in here that aren't really thinking about spirituality, that might watch it later, but I'm just going to go for it. We want a far-reaching spirituality with this goal, with this desire. And so I see spirituality as a form of creativity, if that helps you. Like, I feel most spiritual when I'm feeling really creative. And I'm feeling like in my little genness, and I'm getting around, and I feel like I'm really designing my own life, and I'm really creating my own life. That is my, you know, and then this sort of beautiful love that I'm feeling for everybody. That is the spirituality for me. So you'll have your own spirituality, but let's set up the goal, a far-reaching spirituality. So I want you to say, my goal for this balance is I desire my vision with far-reaching spirituality. How does that feel? Does that feel good? So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to, you know, spirituality is like energy. It's a far-reaching energy. It's global. It's going, you know, to the stars and back. It's a far-reaching thing. It's just not a desire that you're having around the house while you're washing up, thinking it would be really nice to be able to, make that much money and help that many people. It's a far-reaching energy, far-reaching spirituality that you carry with you. This is the energy that we want. We want to send out these signals so that you can activate the vision. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes and let's just say it again. My goal for this balance and for my vision is the desire and far-reaching spirituality. Okay, so now we're going to get you to stack this in. You're going to bunch up your fingers like so. Hopefully you can see that. And we're going to keep our faces straight and we're going to slowly track our eyes around. It's like eye yoga. It feels really good. We're not going to turn our head like that. We're going to keep it to the front. And we're going to slowly stack that in. And what that does, it activates every part of your brain, all your senses, and it sends it into chaos. Like if there's something that you're not feeling great about that's tucked at the back of the brain, it's going to come forward for this clearing. So we're pulling it out. We're like emptying out the cupboards when we do that. Very powerful. This is the brain pathway piece that we're doing here. Slower the better. Sometimes people actually burst into tears when they get to a certain point. It's like they have it just activates all the emotion that's stuck in that part of the brain about what it's looked like or sounded like or something that's happened in the past. Okay, so we're going to just pick one age. So if you're not at this age, I want you to pick I want you to work on what it's going to feel like to be this age. We're just going to do one age in the timeline, and God willing, it's going to be the perfect age for everyone. So here we go. Conception to birth, birth to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 25, 30, 25 to 6, 27. I want you to anchor into 27. I want you to write down anything that you can remember around desire, or maybe you had a bad experience that sucked you into not thinking you could desire. It was against God to desire, or you thought desire was bad. Someone around you had no ability to have a desire. Maybe it was a partner, maybe it was your parents. Just write down anything that comes up. Anything you write will be perfect, so don't overthink it. It's your next step now of what you need to know. Okay, and when you're ready, we're going to do the old signature clearing, and that is the hand on the forehead. Remember, we can clean up a lot of stuff. We're cleaning up the nervous system, the energetic system, the chakras, every single organ. We're doing sort of any shock or trauma. We start at the top and breathing in. Really think about this age 27 and breathing out. And breathing in, breathing out. And in and out. And normal breathing. I'm just really thinking about that time. And I just want to track to this thing. I want you to look at the ones that you had wrong. Okay? Just really, which ones did you have that you didn't feel? Does someone want to share one that they didn't get, that they were out with, they got a no with? Just want to unmute or put up your hand and tell me which ones you didn't have an alignment with. Let's try someone new we haven't heard from.
Jen, I got it.
Hi, Corey. Which ones did you get that were out?
Me?
Yep.
Corey?
Yeah, Corey, hi.
I got number 1 was not a whole yes. It was a bit of a no. And then number 7 and number 9.
Number 7 and number 9. Okay. So can you just tap for those?
And number 8, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, that's awesome. So what I want you to do is really get the feeling of those. Look at those ones there. Whatever you got, you didn't get, guys. I want you to look at it now and get that. We're not trying to make you get it. This is what I love about this process. This is all you need to do is feel bad about it. This is what I love about this kinesiology process. It's too hard to feel good about it. So let's just clear the bad. So there's space for the good. Okay, so we don't have to beat ourselves up and think, oh, I've got to feel how I love about it. We don't have to do any of that head noise stuff and put more pressure on ourselves. We're going to hold ourselves in this really beautiful space and go, yeah, that felt really bad. We're going to hold the space for it. We can hold the space for it. We can clear it from the brain pathways. We can let it go, leave space for something new. Okay, so find the ones that you didn't get right and feel how shitty that feels. So breathing in, whether it was, I totally desire it, and I don't think I can achieve it, whatever it is, you just tap it, just clearing it out. Let's just quickly do that now. Anything you didn't feel right, just tap it out. Okay, all good. So let's go back. Okay, next part. Is there anyone or anything you think you need to let go of to desire this vision fully or freely? Who is it? Is it an old partner? Is it the partner you've got now? I see so many people block their quantum shift because they can't see their partners getting it at that moment. Guess what? When the time comes, they probably will. So you've created all that resistance, you've created all that energy loss and all those brain pathways in the wrong direction. So we've got to get into the now, we've got to let go of all these preconceived ideas about what we think about everyone around us, because they're often just a reflection of ourselves anyway. Okay? When we shift, other people suddenly get our dream. It's profound. So what I want you to do is think, is there anyone? Think of them, let them come through. Might be someone you hadn't thought about. Might be someone you even think you have on your side. Just think about those people, and we're going to clear our allergy to them. So what do they sound like? What do they feel like? What do they say? What have they said before when you haven't succeeded? Just breathing in. Is it an old job? You know, for Joe, is it the massage room? What is it? Just letting go of any energy around something. Whatever comes into your mind is perfect. Breathing in and breathing out. That's good. Okay, so let's just double check this alignment again. So I want you to say these again. Let's see how you feel and let's see if they've changed, okay? So just say, I totally desire and can achieve this vision. And just, is that a yes and a no? Just tick it on your number 1 to 10 there. Has it changed? If it's a bit, just circle it and just be working on that till we come back to class on Thursday or Wednesday if you're in the States. I am loved, deeply loved, and worthy of creating this. See that one? My vision is the opening to my deeper work. I am the solution and I have the gifts to create this. Money flows to me through this vision. I am supported and I know that deeply. I see everything I do with eyes of love. That's a great one, guys. It's a quick forgiveness reset. If you're on stage, I was talking about this recently with a top guy who's done like 25 years of speaking. He's phenomenal. He's in the States, but really transformational. And we talked about resetting right on stage. You've just stuffed it up on stage. If someone can reset on stage in front of thousands of people, how do you think you're going to be able to reset at your desk? Or when you're thinking about what you're doing, just do it, just reset. Okay, I'm going to see everything with eyes of love. Bang, reset. Okay, straight away. I allow my mind to see. You're thinking all the time, you're not seeing, you're thinking. It's a different thing. I am at peace with my vision. It looks and feels amazing. The past has allowed me to be where I am and my time is now. Okay, Anyone put their hand up? Anyone got stuck? Still didn't feel good? Just put your hand up if you want to say something. Joe, let's see if there's someone else, and we'll come back to Joe just in case we get someone else wants to have something to say about it. Anyone want to say anything? Okay, Joe, you go.
It's just on that number 1. I also had that, and it feels like it's at about 80%. Not quite there.
Yeah, that's an 80.
And it's more to do with the second part about achieving the vision.
Okay, I've just worked out it's not. It's more about the first part.
Oh, okay.
Which is what I'm pleased we picked this up.
Actually, it's true.
You've got to watch this, guys. We always think it's about achieving, but it's often about desire. That's why it's a number 1 thing to get in place, because we might, you have to come back and look at this again probably. We always think it's about, I haven't got the budget for the marketing, or I can't achieve it. It seems too big. It's the desire isn't lined up. So do you want to, because Joe's brought that up, do you want to just write down for yourselves, is it achieving or desire? Just have a little check-in and just write a couple of paragraphs. What do you need to lean into more till the next class particularly? Is it more the achieving or more the desire? How could you just vibe on desiring and not try to achieve anything even till the next class perhaps? Sometimes that can be powerful. I do that. I just go, I'm just going to vibe into desire and not worry about how I'm going to achieve it at the moment, just for a couple of days. Allow the creativity to come in. Okie dokie. So, best places to anchor the desire. Let's set up some zones. I mean, this is all classic, universal stuff. Everyone's talking about this. But we're in a bit of a circuit here, so we can activate a little bit more powerfully. Is it the shower? Is it the bath? Is it running, walking? Favorite soundtrack? Driving, surfing, cleaning. I had a beautiful rally here, a young entrepreneur in the weekend, and we worked out surfing for him. He's getting really bogged down in this business. Surf, surf, surf. Think about it when you're surfing. Don't think about what's going wrong in the business. Think about what you want. So you set that up, that little circuit. So see if there's anything that you're going to do every day. That cleaning's working well for me at the moment. I would have thought, instead of coming down here and scrolling Facebook and getting into my business, actually tidying up the house for an hour is being really good for me. Random things work. And then I really recommend just getting a little booklet. I've got a little one here. I talk about it with the people that I'm coaching. And it just came to the mail. It says, write shit down. It's just a free journal. It came to it's just an empty journal. And I just write random desires in there. Like random stuff like, I desire to have really good sleep tonight. Like random stuff. Also income goals. Also the type of clients. I name people I want to work in there, and then or someone better. Remember to put or something better. Because what you're desiring might not be quite right for you. So we're playing with the creator brain. That's what we're doing. Grab one of those. Try and grab one. Today, if you haven't got one, find an old exercise book that's got nothing else written in it, and just write. I desire, not, I really want this. Like, I desire this. I desire that. I desire this. I desire that. No negativity in it. No how to, no list for the day, just I desire. Okay, finally, let's do the desire prayer. So I love this one. It's really super powerful. We're gonna leapfrog the brain. We're gonna leapfrog the logical brain. Okay, so we're gonna start with a bit of a prayer or an affirmation or a statement, and you can write this down, and then I want you to say it out loud. So you're going to say, I say, dear God. You can say, dear universe, or you can not say any of that at all if you think it's a whole lot of woo-woo. But what I want you to say is, I don't know how this is going to work, but what I really desire is blah, 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 blah. Because if you go, I am this, this, and this, and I am this, this, and this, the brain will try and prove to you that actually that's not true. I've seen your bank account. You're kidding yourself. So this is a way of jumping over that part of the brain that's going to take you down the rabbit hole. Because I don't know how this is going to work, but what I really want is this outcome, these people to work with, this place to live, this type of body, everything you want. So just write it down, and then we're going to say it out loud. Okay, so let's go back to that. Okay, so let's say it all together, because when we say it all together, it's even more powerful. So just say, if you want to start with Dear God, you can. Just then say, I don't know how this is going to work, but what I would really like is this, and feel it with all your heart, and just read your vision, add a few extra gorgeous things in there, a little bit more color. You might think of something, drop it in. New furniture, anything you want, just put it in there. And then when you're ready, I want you to say again, Dear God, or if you don't want to say that, just say, I don't know how this is going to work, but this is what the people are like that I'm working with. This is what they're like. This is what they think of me. And just go down that track, because if you're here, you're usually in business. This is what they look like, sound like. This is what they say to me. This is how many testimonials I'm getting. This is how I sleep at night after working with them. Get really specific in the brain. Okay, we'll have another run of it. If you want to say, Dear God, otherwise just say, I don't know how this is going to work, but what I would really desire is, let's talk about money. Because money can really bring a lot of shifts in your life. What's the money look like? How, where's it coming in? How's it coming in? Remember, we're surrendering it. We're just desiring it. What are you going to do with it? Where's it going to go? Who's it going to serve? Is it going to pay for the kids' high school? Is it going to help you pay off your loans? Is it going to help you have a peaceful Christmas? What are you going to do with that money? Talk about it. Don't know how it's going to work, but this is what I'd like. Throw it out there. Really desire it. Feel it in your gut, what that would feel like. Okay, and then when we've got that, let's just lock it in. So it's almost like we're zipping up now, zipping all that in, and just tapping down and breathing in and breathing out and breathing in and breathing out and in and out. Okie dokie, let's have a look. So, any questions from any of that? Anybody got any questions? Chinka, 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 no questions. Anyone want to share what they thought the goal was about, what they thought that goal was about, the far-reaching spirituality? Anyone have any creative ideas on what that felt like or what that was about? Unmute and go for it. Corey, we've got all our beautiful sharers here, haven't we? Okay.
When we went down and closed our eyes and really thought about it, I just had this big thought come to my mind, and I wrote it down, and it was, don't listen to anyone else other than the divine. You're in partnership with the Creator.
Nice one. And just, Corey, just tell us what your work is. Corey's got the most incredible work. I'm really backing her to get this work to the world, well, at least across Australia. I want to get her on Sunrise. Tell us about your work, Corey, again, please.
I help young girls feel really comfortable and confident in their bodies.
And she goes into prisons and borstalls with them, or whatever they are, like and
Yeah.
schools and works with high school girls. I spoke to the local headmaster about it, and he said actually he thinks the boys are more at risk. So you know, getting into a generic thing, he's more worried about the boys. So we did talk about that, didn't we? So get really big with the vision. There's people waiting, not just the girls. The desire, like what does it feel like when those boys are also getting that feeling of being accepted? And they're within their own bodies and who they are in the world, in their own skin. They can walk away from a situation because they're in their bodies. All that stuff, all that good gear. So yeah, Corey's worked. If you're in Australia and you've got a local headmaster, go and talk to them about how they want you. If they'd consider having Corey run her program. She's run it in quite a few schools in Sydney, so she's willing to travel. It's a beautiful, beautiful process. So, you know, guys, we're all doing this work in the world. We've all got what we said at the beginning. We've all got our own lane, our particular vibration of work, and it's up to us to do it. No one else can do your particular vibration of work. There's no competition when you're in this space. Even if you're in sales, you're doing a particular way of doing sales, and that's it. Okie dokie. Let's see, Deborah. Yeah, go for it. Can you unmute yourself, Deb?
Yeah, my question was about number 3 of the affirmations, which was my vision is opening to my deeper work. And I don't know what that is with me and that whole phrase, working on yourself, but I don't like it. So I was wondering if there was another way I could phrase it that might help me to remove the resistance to
what is it? What does it say again? Just tell me what it says.
Number 3?
Yeah.
You have it. I don't have the slide.
Okay, let's go back. Okay, my vision is the opening to my deeper work. What do you think that means?
Well, it just felt like working on myself, which I resist.
Oh, you know how I see deeper work and how I write it as deeper work. It means your profound work in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This vision is your profound work in the world.
Okay. I'm glad I asked. That helps.
I'm glad you did that, because I used to have that as my front page of my website, you know, your deeper work in the world. Now I can see everyone's going, oh, that's not what I want. I want profound work in the world. Yeah, means your profound work in the world. Not just, you know, if you're a coach, it's not just a coach. If you're a trainer, it's not just a trainer. It's like your jam, your thing in the world, your impact on the world. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
That probably lights you up.
Yes.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. And next week we have the next one. I'll be on Thursday, your Tuesday. And we're moving into belief. You have to believe it. So just don't worry about anything else but desire for now. If you just stay with that and let's integrate it for a few days. There's a reason we've got these twice a week. We can integrate, really own it, really land it. If you want to do any, you know, quick tapping, stay with desire. Am I desiring it or am I getting afraid? What is it that I actually like? I'm giving you all permission to daydream about this desire for a few days. Go for it. Think big and get really delicious about it. Most people at this time of year aren't desiring, they're all freaking. So you'll kind of be ahead of the game just by getting around desiring. No one's taking the time for that. They try and do it between Christmas and New Year. It's too late because, you know, they're all kind of freaked out and eaten too much. So you're in a great spot to do it now. So start your desiring, go hard, and, you know, put anything in there. If you're in the Clear the Fear group, you can talk about it in there if you want. Okay, see you on Thursday, same time, Wednesday night, USA, same time. And I really appreciate you guys coming. I love having you here. It means a lot to me. So have a good day, guys. Ciao, ciao.
Thanks, Jen.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Jen.
Ciao, ciao, Hannah.
Thanks, Jen.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much, Jen.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good to have you here, Linda. Awesome. Ciao, ciao.